A lot of Charger fans are not happy with this clip, but I do want to show it to you. It is of Austin Ekeler. I don't know if you saw it, Gilbert, but here it goes.
I think you can kind of see kind of how they've been building the team so far this offseason. Went out and drafted, a tackle first round, brought in some bigger backs over from Baltimore. And so it's like, hey, they want a guy they can hand the ball off to 300 times a year. And look, I haven't had that capacity to do that. That's not my game. That's not how Austin Ekeler is going to be the best on the field. So there was the misalignment there, which no harm, no foul. I'll go find somewhere else where I can, add value where Austin can be the best version of myself.
Gilbert, has he been watching the Rock videos?
What do you mean?
Where Austin can be useful. The People's Champion. Like, he was just speaking about himself in the third person, so that's why
he's been really into the final boss. And
yeah, that's what I was.
I was actually very curious what his responses. That's why I didn't pick up on the third person. But I'm like, you think J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards are 300 carry running backs? No, they're more of a committee.
They're more of a 110.
Yeah, they're not
110. And then maybe the rookie and Darius Davis split the other 110. Yeah. So yeah.
And then like Austin, he sounded like he wanted to stay, but that's not who he is with 300 carries. I'm like, I don't even think there was an option Austin to stay with the Chargers. So, it didn't work out. And maybe he, there is some kind of, I don't want to say sour grapes, but something brewing there that the last couple of years, and to defend Austin on this point, the Chargers didn't use him right. They did try to, make him the one number lead back. And you've always said it, Fernando. Melvin Gordon and Austin were at their best when they were a committee there. So I don't think the Chargers are trying to have a 300 carry running back with Jim Harbaugh, but maybe Brandon Staley, Tom Telesco were trying to make him that because they couldn't find a number two, or they tried and they kept striking out. And that's more on the team there. So, but I could see the frustration with Austin Ekeler though.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that, and I feel like, I feel like in a sense, like, Ekeler maybe wanted to stay for the teammates. He knew everybody. But it was just one of those things where, and I remember I said it, and I did catch some flack for it, but Austin was very good during the season, but then he turned into an LA Dodger in a sense where towards the back end of the season, he would be kind of gassed because of every way they had to use him. I remember a couple of years ago, he came back from injury and they were playing in Buffalo. I think it was a COVID year. Remember, Gilbert? And they had to use, and he was on the field, I think, like 90% of the time. And that was his first game back from injury. That's the thing. The Chargers didn't have a dependable number two behind him, like we just said. And they had to use him so much that he was just gassed by the end of the year. And that's why I know a lot of fans he caught a lot of flack from fans in that Jacksonville game. But that's not just on him. That's like a lot of it also comes from the general manager, the head coach that didn't get a second back, a third back. That's why you always have to be prepared. And that's why I've said that some coaches, like, you see them and they go get 2-3 running backs. Like, look at the Eagles. The Eagles always have 1, 2, 3. Like, when they won the Super Bowl, they had LeGarrette Blount. They had the kid that caught the touchdown in the end zone. I can't remember his name right now. But they've always had numerous backs. The Patriots, when they won the Super Bowl, they've always had Sonny Michel. They always had I can't remember the rest of them. Huh?
Yeah, LeGarrette Blount for a bit.
LeGarrette Blount. Yeah. There you go. LeGarrette Blount. They've always had
James White. There you go.
James White. They've always had a mixture of running backs. That's what the good teams do. They have numerous guys in there so that just in case an injury happens, they have more backs. They can. And another thing the Patriots do is that they had different backs that do different things. And I feel like that's what needed to happen. So yeah, this is completely different. Austin's more of I'll run the football, but I also like catching out of the backfield and making plays that way.
That's going to help, by the way, the rookie Jaden Daniels. When you have a friendly target out of the backfield, Austin Ekeler. My only issue with that committee there, I don't know if Brian Robinson's that guy to be your workhorse. Yeah. I know last year was kind of whatever. His rookie year, he was okay. But Austin and Brian Robinson, I'm not sure I like it, but I like Austin Ekeler, the pass catcher.
Yeah, no, I do too. The running back is there. He's had some moments, but then there's also moments where you're like last year, except for that Miami Dolphins game, everything else was just not very good when it came to running the football.
Yeah, so, I think he might have lost some of that explosiveness where you can miss tackles, and when you're that size, you better be good at breaking tackles and missing them. But hey, who knows? Maybe being injury free might help him out.
Moy, just real quick. Yeah, Theo, if you have a question, go ahead and I'll agree. Literally ask guys to step up. Wait, what? Angel said, I'll agree with Austin. He would literally ask guys. You know, he did. He
Yeah.
did. He would say, hey, I need some of you guys to kind of, yeah, I wrote about it numerous times. He did want guys to step up because I'm sure he felt the exhaustion.
Yeah.
So Fernando, am I crazier? I would say the thing said might have rubbed teammates the wrong way. I don't think it rubbed teammates the wrong way. I think when you're in a locker room, I think teammates understand that guys have different agendas, guys have different viewpoints, whether it's in life, football, whatever. I think everybody kind of respected that, and they kind of say everybody just kind of stayed out of each other's way. So I don't think I mean, you're never going to be liked by every single guy in the locker room. I'll just say that. Like, there was players that didn't like Phillip Rivers. There were guys that didn't like other players. So there's always you're not always going to be liked by everybody in the locker room. So yeah, I'm sure there's players that don't get along with him and didn't like him, but it's just it's different to say the least. And then just last one, and then we'll move on to finally what we were scheduled to talk about. Austin was on his best last year. I remember he broke the tackle last year, and they caught. Oh, he's talking about that Green Bay game. Yeah, I see that one constantly being used when it comes to that.